One of the other major changes we've seen is retention is just as important as recruitment. In the pandemic, we saw a lot of clinicians sort of turn and burn, right? So they might work a single 13-week assignment and then they were on to the next agency, right? And so that focus on retention wasn't there, but everything was so fast-paced, high volume of jobs, high rates, that we maybe took our eye off the ball and had a different type of recruiters that weren't as focused on that. So I think going into kind of the new normal of the market, you have to focus on retention. I know at Advantis, we are just absolutely relentless on achieving greater than 80% retention rate amongst our clinicians. And the downstreams effect on that, when you think about not just the nurse staying with you, but the referrals, the positive word of mouth. I mean, we were recently ranked #2 on MIT Sloan's Nurse Satisfaction Index. It pays off in spades. So you have to put a heavy, heavy focus on retention. One thing I've found really surprising post-pandemic is that it's not all about money. It is about money, right? Like that's obviously one of the core basic needs that you have to meet in terms of competitive pay. But the amount of, we call them like agency flips, right? When someone goes from one agency to another. So the amount of those that I'm involved in and talking to the clinicians and understanding their why, right? I think that's been one of the more surprising things I've found is where, coming out of the pandemic, it just changed our mindset, right? Like everything was about money, 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 right? And now, we look at it more as like, I relate it to like Maslow's like hierarchy of needs, right? Are we meeting their basic needs of competitive compensation, great housing, good benefits, right? But then there's esteem and there's belonging and there's self-actualization. I mean, I think, the type of agencies that are really going to transcend are going to be able to work their way up the pyramid with their clinicians. And it's not just about money anymore.
Oh,